All right, I mentioned the Rotary Foundation, didn't I? And of course, part of the Rotary Foundation is our Polio Plus program. But for non-Rotarians, the Rotary Foundation is a program that is the wheels that grease the cog of Rotary. The Rotary Foundation is a registered charity that supports the efforts of Rotary International to achieve world understanding of peace through international humanitarian, educational, and cultural exchange programs. Is supported solely by voluntary contributions from Rotarians and friends of the Foundation who share its vision of a better world. Programs the Rotary Foundation supports include Polio Plus, our program designed to eradicate polio from around the world. It supports humanitarian programs, including grants to fund club and district service projects, and matching grants for international projects. The Foundation supports educational programs like ambassadorial scholarships, group study exchange, Rotary grants, Rotary World Peace scholarships. Half the money we donate to the Rotary Foundation comes back to our district. 50% of the World Fund, which we can apply for. The Paul Harris Fellowship is named for Paul Harris, who founded Rotary over 100 years ago. The fellowship was established in his honor in 1957 to express appreciation and recognition of $1,000 contributions to the Rotary Foundation. Every Paul Harris Fellow receives a pin and a certificate when he or she becomes a Paul Harris Fellow. This identifies the Paul Harris Fellow as an advocate of the Foundation's goals of world peace and international understanding. A multiple Paul Harris is when you decide to do it again, or you contribute over a few years, and suddenly it's $2,000, and we call that Paul Harris plus one. If you make it $3,000 over the years, it's Paul Harris plus two, etc. While it's an honor to receive a Paul Harris Fellow, it's not about the recognition, it's about what we can do in the world as Rotarians. President Angus MacKenzie, President Michael Thomas, Len Torgerson, your contributions to the Rotary Foundation of Rotary International is improving living conditions and providing educational opportunities for young people somewhere in the world. A truly selfish action. Therefore, selfless. Thank you. Sometimes it's worth being corrected. Therefore, it gives me great pleasure to present you on behalf of the trustees of the Rotary Foundation an emblem of the Paul Harris Fellow, and that's our Paul Harris Fellow medallion. We urge you to wear the Paul Harris Fellow pin to all Rotary events as a symbol of your appreciation and support of the programs of the Rotary Foundation. President Angus MacKenzie, we have for you a Paul Harris Fellow. Congratulations. All right, perfect. Wonderful. President Michael Thomas is called a Paul Harris plus 3. Michael. Congratulations. Thank you. Len Torgerson, Paul Harris plus 6. Congratulations. Terrific. Thank you, and congratulations. Thank you for your support. Rotarians, let's stand and recognize our latest Paul Harris Fellows. Good job.